Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to DataIndeed. So today we are going to discuss a very interesting SQL interview question. And this particular question is a very classical SQL interview question. And personally, I have seen this particular question being asked in beginner level, intermediate, as well as the experience level. So in this particular question, we would be given two tables, table T1 and table T2, and there would be some elements already placed in those two tables. And we have to identify or give us the output or the number of records that will give us in case of inner join, left join, and right join. So let's get started. Now I have come to my SQL server, and in my master database I have created two tables, table T1 and table T2. Okay, so there are already elements present in these two tables, table T1 and table T2. Let's first see what all elements are present in these two tables. So as you can see, these are the elements which are already present in these two tables. The above result set is from the table T1, and the below one is from the table T2. Okay, we can see that there are some common elements between these two tables, and there are also null elements present in these two tables. Now let's start first with inner join. Before going to the inner join, we already know that how the inner join gives us the result. So basically, all the common elements or the rows which are common to both the tables, only those rows or elements will come in the output. Okay, as we can see that element 1, 2 and 3 are common to both these tables, so we are very sure that these elements at least should come in the output. Now I can see that there is also null element present in both the tables, which some people can think of that this particular null element is also common to both the tables, but in SQL there is a rule that null is always not equal to other null, so that is why null will not come in the result set or the output result. Basically this is the trick which interviewer would expect from you while explaining or answering this type of question. So this particular thing you can keep in mind in future if you have been asked this particular kind of questions. So I have already written the inner join query here. Okay, so we are joining table T1 and T2 with the join keyword. I have made a alias for table T1 as A and table 2 as B. Okay, and I am just extracting these two columns from table A and table B. Okay, on a joining condition that ID should be common or equal to both the tables. So before running this particular query, how about we first dry run, like how many rows it should give us at the result set, and then maybe we can revalidate our dry run result set with the actual query result set. So basically, how we can dry run the result set for this inner join query. So we can see there is one present in table T1 and there are 1 present in table T2. So how many rows it would give us for element 1? So for element 1 there are one present in table 1 multiplied by there are 3 1 present in table T2. Okay, so it will give us 3 number of rows for element 1. For similarly for element 2, there is only 1 2 present in table T1, but there are 2 2's present in table 2. So 1 from table T1, and there are 2 occurrence of 2 for from table 2. That means 2 number of records for element 2. For element 3, I can see that there is only one 3 present in both the tables. So 1 3 from table 1, 1 3 from table 2. That means 1. I don't think any other element which are common to both the tables other than null, but as mentioned earlier that null is always not equal to other null, so that is why it will not come in a result set. Basically this is the most important thing that we need to keep in mind while answering these type of question for inner join, left join, right join, or full outer join. Okay, so it should give me 3 plus 2 plus 1, it should give me 6 number of rows for the inner join result, for the inner join query. Let's try it out. Okay, so I have run the inner join query that I have written earlier, and it is giving me the same number of rows. 6 number of rows have been returned to me. Okay, and we can see that there are 3 rows for element 1, there are 2 rows for element 2, and there are only 1 row present for element 3. Now we have learned how many rows it have given me in case of inner join. Let's move to the left join. So in left join, basically left join result set would always include the inner join result set, but in addition to that, in addition to the inner join result set, it will give me the remaining elements from the left table. Okay, so whatever all the elements that have been left or which are not common from table T1, it will also give me those elements, right? So this is how the left join results being calculated. Let me first run this particular query, and we will try to first try run for for left join as well. So left join result set, as I mentioned, that it includes the inner join result set as well. So for inner join, we have seen that 6 number of rows have been returned to me. So so I'll directly copy that particular result set, and I'll paste it here. So these were the common elements 1, 2, and 3, and this is how the number of rows should be returned in case of left join as well. In addition to that, now we will try to see how many elements are left from table T1. Okay, so table T1, I have taken it as a left table in case of left join. So I can see null is being left, okay, and 4 and 5. So let's start by identifying how many elements are being left from table T1. Okay, so 1 we have included, 2 we have included, 3 we have already included. Now comes null is being left, 4 is being left, and 5 is being left. And we can see there are only one occurrence for element 4 and 5, but there are 3 occurrences of element null. So for element null, there are three occurrences, right? So it will give me three rows for element null. However, there is a null present in the right table, right? But it will not get joined because null is always not equal to other null. So for element null, it will give me null from the table T1, and from the table 2 it will give me null, but that null would be different from this particular null. Okay, for element 4 there would be only one occurrence or one record from table T1, and there are no element, or there is no 4 present in table T2, so it would be returned as null. And for element 5, similarly, it will give me one record. Okay, so 6 record we will be getting from the inner join. Along with that, we will be getting 3 rows for null and 1 for each 4 and 5. So it would be how many records? 6 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1. So it should be 11 records in case of left join. Let's try it out. See, so we are being returned with 11 records. Okay, and if you see here, these are the result that we have already seen in the inner join, that there were 3 rows for element 1, there were 2 records for element 2, and there is 1 record for element 3. Apart from that, we can see there were 3 null elements present in table T1. So we have got 3 records for element null, but these nulls are different from the element null present in table T2. Okay, because null is always not equal to other null, right? And for element 4 we have got one record, since there was no 4 present in table T2, so it has given me null. And similarly for 5, there is only one record and null is being uh, returned from table T2. So this is how we can tell the interviewer how many records it will fetch in case of left join. Now coming to the right join, we will see how many records it will return in case of right join. So whatever the table is being written to the right of the keyword join is being referred as the right join, right? So here in this particular query, table T2 would be referred as the right join because it is being written to the right of the keyword join. Okay, so we can see these are the elements which are present in table T1 and T2, right? Let's first try out at our own end by dry run. So in case of right join as well, it would give me the inner join result set, but in addition to that, it would give me all the elements that are being left from the right table, that is table T2 in this particular case. Okay, so for the inner join result set, we have already seen that we will be given or returned with 6 number of rows. So I'm not going into that inner join result set. We will be trying to find out how many records it will give me from the right join that are being left. Okay, so we can see that there are twos, but these are common to table T1 as well, 1 as well, 3 and 3 as well. Okay, so only there is one null which is being left from the table T2. Okay, so we remember that 6 rows were returned in case of inner join, right? And in case of right join, since there is only one element which is null, which is being left out, so one row for element null. So there would be 7 records that should be returned in case of right join. Let's try it out. Okay, so as you can see that only 7 records have been returned in case of the right join, and record number 5 was the null element that was being left from the right join, and it is being returned with null, but this null is not equal to the null element that are being present in table T1. Okay, so that's all about this video. I'll try to cover the full outer join result set in another video. Thank you for your time, and please do subscribe and hit the like button, and please share the feedback that can be improved. I'll be sharing or posting similar kind of videos related to interviews around SQL, Python,